Many of us have outdoor plants, but how can we make sure that they'll last forever? Ed Sourdiffe is a master gardener who's here to tell us how we can clone our plants. Ed, I love Wednesdays.
Ah, it's good to be here always.
So we have these plants, maybe let's call this our nice outdoor plant, and we want to make sure it doesn't die over the winter. So how can we do that?
Well, you can move this one into the house. It's kind of big. You could actually cut it back, and that's the problem with moving outdoor plants in. If you find a really nice plant, like this is a coleus, and this is only this year that I saw this plant out there, and I really liked it. So I'd want to have it next year in my garden, but there's not enough room in the house. So what you're going to do is you can take cuttings of the plants. And the easiest way to do that is if you want to just take a cutting and just take a snip of the plant, maybe about 5 inches around here.
Is it that easy?
Yeah, just do that.
I'm nervous. I'm not going to kill it, right?
No. And it's actually, the plant would branch out and it'd be thicker anyway. So all you do is take that, and then we're going to just remove all the lower area here from where your fingers are down of leaves.
So just pick them off?
Yeah, you can pick them off, or you can clip them with the scissors there. And then we will just put that in water.
That's it?
Yeah, that's one way of cloning. I'm going to show you that first. Now also, there's some big leaves here, so because the plant's going to be stressed because you just did that, we would have to take off some of the bigger leaves too. So that one.
So maybe...
Yeah, maybe a couple more big ones.
Just the big ones that you can find in this one.
Yeah, and then that's probably good.
Okay.
And then it'd be ready to go right into some water. So we have a few ways of doing that. Actually, they sell these things.
Cute.
It's kind of expensive, it's fancy. It's just a container for water. You just fill it with water, put the plant in.
Seems like something you can make on your own with a little bit of effort.
Yeah, you can. And why spend, I don't know, 25 bucks on this when you could do the same thing at home? And I'll show you an easy way of doing that. Once you fill this with water, you'd be able to see the roots grow. Now here is just an old vase you probably got at a flea market or something. And then here's a plant hanger right here. So that can go into this. It would hang in the window. And then to make it a little bit more interest, like this thing had the baubles on it that are kind of interesting. You can get these for $1 at any store, or you just put that in, the sun will go through, fill it up with water maybe up to here, and then you would put your cuttings into there, and that would work fine. And then you would just fill that up, have the water go up to maybe 2 inches of the plant. Now I'll actually show you, we did this a couple weeks at home, the same coleus. I brought this inside, didn't get the same amount of light, so it got a little pale, but you can see all the roots here. See, they're all right there.
They're growing very quickly.
Yeah, so there you got a huge amount of roots here.
So say in the spring then you wanted to plant these again, you could make a whole new plant.
Sure, you can make, each one of these becomes a clone of that plant, the exact same plant, the same DNA and everything. It's going to be just like that. So the next step that you're going to do is, now we move it out of the water. You're going to put a little bit of a paper towel in the bottom. Okay. Because it has its roots. And then why don't we just fill that up with a little soil. I put a little bit in the bottom, and then I'll put the plant root in there. And then I gently, if you hold that, would be great. Gently we'll fill that around with some soil.
This is a great way that you can really get the most bang for your buck. Like say you go to a supply store and you buy one of these plants, next year you can have a dozen of them.
Yes, actually. You can do that right in the spring, you'll have a ton of them. So you won't have a problem. And then you do that, and now you would just water this nicely so all the soil will go around the roots. There'll be no air pockets. The only other thing you would probably want to do, because now it's going from a water environment to a soil environment, there'll be a little stress, is you can actually put a big tent on it of a plastic bag like this and just put that over. It'll get humid in there, and it'll be really nice for the plant. So that's water, taking cuttings and putting them in water.
Easy.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it. And then another way you can do it, if you don't want to, you have cuttings that are a little bit harder to root, there's different hormones out there. This is a gel hormone, there's powders, and some of these work better with woody type of stems and different things like that. So all you would do is dip the stem that we had in there in here. And then I have a rooting medium. This is just builder's sand, like play sand or construction sand. Or you have that perlite over there. And you can find that at any garden center, they can help you out. And so all you would do is you would actually make a hole in the sand or your rooting medium like that with a pencil. And then you would take your cutting, dip it in here, and then gently put it into the hole there, trying not to rub off any of the rooting medium. And then just put that around so it would stand up, the cutting like the pencil standing up. That's not going to become a plant, of course.
Oh, that's disappointing. It could be a lead plant.
That wouldn't be too good, would it?
No, it would not. We don't want to grow lead here.
And so then you just water it, and then you would once again put a little bag over it, and then you'll find the roots are starting in there. And all you would do to see if the roots are starting after a week or so is actually tug on the cutting. And if it resists you, you know the roots are starting.
And they've started. That's interesting tip. You know, these are great money-saving options because oftentimes people have to do a lot of landscaping or cover up a lot of lawn, and this is something that you can do real quick and save a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, if you count all the ends here, I mean, I don't even know whether there are 50 ends. Each one of those becomes a perfect plant in a few weeks.
You could make your own forest.
Yeah, you could. Your entire bed's in the backyard.
Well, Ed, thanks so much for stopping by. I always love these tips on Wednesdays and help people save a lot of money, too.
Yeah.
And for